Flow can be used to migrate data between SharePoint Online and Dynamics 365. This tutorial assumes you have an instance of Dynamics 365 Online and an instance of SharePoint Online hosted on Azure. If you do not, sign up for a free trial of Dynamics 365 for development purposes at trials.dynamics.com. Let's get started. Let's first create a custom list in SharePoint Online. Click on the New button and select List. We'll call this list Contacts. First, rename the title field to Email Address. Click on the gear icon and then select List Settings. In the Column section, click on the Title column. Then change the column name to Email Address. Scroll down and click OK. Let's go back to the list. And let's add two new columns for first name and last name. We'll leave it a single line of text. Click Save. We'll click the plus again to add a last name. Now that the SharePoint list is set up, click on the App Launcher in the upper left corner and find Flow. On the My Flows page, click on Create from Blank. Find and click on the trigger for SharePoint with the label When an Item is Created. In the Flow interface, click on the down arrow in the site address field, and if your SharePoint site doesn't appear in the list, click on Enter Custom Value. Then click on the down arrow on the list name field, and contacts should appear in the list. Now click on the New Step button, and then click on Add Action. In the search field, find Dynamics 365 and then click on the action Create a New Record. Click on the down arrow in the organization name field and then choose the Dynamics 365 organization. In the entity name field, click on the down arrow and then find and select the contact's entity. Now match the entity fields with the SharePoint contact list fields. For example, click on the last name field and then search to find the SharePoint contact last name. And then do the same for first name and email. Want to point out, even though we changed the label for email address, the field is actually still called title behind the scenes. With the fields selected, now click the Create Flow button. Once created, click Done. And then now in the My Flow page, you should see the new flow setup. Let's go back to SharePoint and add a contact to the list. Say bob@testing.com. Bob testing. With that created, you can jump back to the flows, click on it, and actually see in the run history how it worked. You'll notice in the outputs, it's had the email address, the first name and last name. And if we scroll down, click on the Dynamics action, you can see what the inputs were. You can see the JSON values and the field values. In the outputs, you can definitely also see the values that were outputted, the JSON body, and the fields. Now let's go back to CRM and find the new contact. There you have it.